Hey there, it's Mr. Tush over at Global, and we've had a lot of requests on how to handle two-screen apps, and so right now I'm going to go over that process with you. And this is not that hard to do in App Inventor. It can be done, but it does require some really careful planning because you're going to have to double the amount of blocks you're going to have to use. You're going to have to make some careful use of the backpack. So be real careful when you do this because it's easy to create an app that's hard to manage because suddenly not everything's in front of you all the time. So let's go at it. Now, first thing we're going to look at is I've already set up an app. Right here, all I have is a one screen with a label that says screen one and a button. This is go to screen two. The purpose of this button will be to change screens to screen two. Well, the first thing we need to do is, and there's no blocks, by the way, I haven't done any programming yet. The first thing I need to do is I need to add a screen. I have to have something for it to go to. When I click Add Screen, it gives me the option to add a new screen, and it defaults to screen 2. If I add another one, it'll be screen 3. You can call this whatever you want within the naming conventions, no spaces, of course. But I'm just for the application we're going to write, I'm going to use the word screen 2, and it will create that screen 2 for me, and it jumps to it. Now you'll notice there are no blocks there either. Now, I'm going to add a couple of quick things that I want to add to my little app just to practice it. And this one, I'm going to make it 24 points. And I'm going to call this screen 2 because I'm using that today. And I'm going to make this centered and set the width to fill parent. It goes right across the app. Then I'm going to add a button. And the button will say go to screen 1, and of course I want that to say go to screen 1 because it is in fact going to get me to screen 1, and it'll go back and forth. Now that's all I need, 2 simple pages right there and right there. Well, I could go ahead and demonstrate this right now, but it will do nothing because I've done no programming. I'm going to go over here to button, go to screen 2, and I'm going to pull this up. There's my event handler. What do I want to have happen? Well, I want it to switch screens. Over in the control drawer, right here in the control drawer, there is a block called open another screen, right here. It's in the control drawer, it's down here, it's called open another screen. You stick it in there, and it's looking for a screen name. It won't work just yet. You see I've even got a warning because it won't work. It's looking for a text string. So I'm going to go over here, click the text, and in here it's looking for a name. I have to be very careful. It has to be named exactly what this is. So screen 2 and screen 1, you're going to have this say screen 2, exactly as I wrote it, S-C-R-E-E-N 2. And it has to be written with no spaces, same capitalization, exactly correctly. Now, if I go ahead and I look at that, I've got this button programmed. I go over to screen 2. Wait, it's not there anymore. Once I go to screen 1, there are my blocks. And I've got screen 2, there's no blocks. Well, behold, use the backpack. Right over here, you've got this cool thing here called backpack. And the backpack allows you to throw things in it. So I'm going to go over and throw it in there. You see it's open? And it puts something in there. It even gives me a little indication that something's there. And it allows me to take a set of blocks from any of my pages. In fact, any of my projects. My backpack will go across projects. So if I've got code that I used in one project and I wanted to put it in a different project, and I know it's good code, it's my original code, there's no reason I can't take stuff I've written for a different project, or at least logic, and just move it to a new application and then put it to work in there. So here it is, it's in the backpack, and sorry, over here. I'm going to go over to screen 2, and I'm going to open it up, and there it is. Just so you know, I went kind of quick there. It's in there. I'd have to drag it out. Now, it's got a red X. Of course it's got a red X, because it's got 2 event handlers, and actually it's got a red X because button go to screen 2 doesn't exist on this timeline. This is button 1. I should rename it. It should be button go to screen 1. But it's telling me it's got a fatal error because it says when button go to screen 2 is clicked, and it doesn't have access to it because this is button go to screen 1. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change it. Button go to screen 1. Up, it's happy with that. And it's going to send me to screen 2. I don't want that. I'm going to make it go to screen 1. So there it is. I've got a button go to screen 1 sends me to screen 1, and that is on screen 2. And just so we know, it says screen 2 here and screen 2 here. I'm going to throw this into my emulator. And when I run it, it launches right away. Go to screen 2, and there's my screen 2. Go to screen 1, there's my screen 1. And it goes back and forth between the different screens. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope it helped.